A new Washington Post Schar school poll, and it's pretty stark. Almost 80% of D.C. residents don't like the president's order to federalize the D.C. police. There you have it. 79% oppose that order, 17% support it. Now, asked what would help reduce violent crime in the city, the respondents said this. 77% of them said increased economic opportunities in poor neighborhoods would help reduce violent crime. 70% said stricter gun laws would. 63% said an increased number of metropolitan police officers patrolling communities would help that. And 57% said using outreach workers to resolve disputes would help that. Boris.
On this episode of Code Blue in America, the breaking news segment, Trump's DC stunt, total bust. According to the latest polls, a whopping 79% of DC residents disapprove of his federal police takeover. And get this, 61% say they actually feel less safe. So much for restoring order. The administration claims it's all about violent crime. Meanwhile, city data says crime is at a 30-year low. Yup, that's right, 30 years. You can't make this stuff up. Mayor Bowser and Attorney General Brian Schwab have condemned it as unconstitutional and are taking it to court, while Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth got booed in public like bad karaoke performers.
Some violent, crazy people who are screaming at kids with a few crazy liberals who are screaming at the vice president. But I think that's a very worthwhile trade to make because we want our people to be able to enjoy our beautiful cities. And the last thing I'll say is to the American people, D.C. is already safer than it was 9 days ago, but we're going to make it safer still to come. This is your city. You should feel free to come and visit here, have a meal, see all these incredible monuments, and actually enjoy yourself. And that's what we're trying to make happen. And I think that if we set a standard in Washington, D.C., that political willpower can bring some common sense, law and order back to these communities, then maybe some other communities and other cities will follow suit. So it's kind of crazy. You hear these guys outside. They appear to hate the idea that Americans can enjoy their communities, and they do the fact that D.C. a week ago had a higher murder rate than Trinidad and Tobago, which the United States State Department has said you shouldn't visit because it's unsafe. We ought to be able to enjoy great American cities. That's what we're trying to do in the Trump administration.
Oh, what a classy move from a publicly elected official calling voters crazy people for daring to raise their voices at the vice president. Bravo. This is the same America that loves to preach freedom of speech to the rest of the world, right? Except now, it seems the new motto is, you can talk, but only if you say what we like. Apparently, everyone in this administration has joined the authoritarian traits club, complete with a free starter pack, tone-deaf arrogance, zero respect for public opinion, and a rule them by force handbook. Democracy? Oh no, we've upgraded to democracy light, fewer rights, same price. Critics call this a political stunt to gin up support before the midterms. The optics are clear. Militarized streets, headline-grabbing visuals, and absolutely zero attention to real problems like housing, healthcare, and helping seniors. Instead of governing for the average American, Trump and his MAGA crew are doubling down trash talk, bad polls, and yes, forcing Project 2025 like it's a new reality show. Even MAGA insiders are shrugging. Scott Jennings on CNN basically said, "I don't care what they think. I do not care one bit."
So now it doesn't matter, Scott Jennings, that voters are not happy with what Trump's doing, don't feel safer, all of that.
I don't care what they think. I mean, these are the same people who elected the mayor and city council that ran the city's public safety into the ground in the first place.
You don't care what the residents...
They don't know what's good for them.
You don't care what the residents of D.C. think.
I do not. I do not care one bit, and I'll tell you something else.
I feel like I do remember just a couple weeks ago you were saying, well, secretly, D.C. residents really want this because they know the crime is so bad.
I don't know
now
what
we
they
actually
want.
have the numbers that say, will Trump's federal takeover reduce violent crime? 65% say no, just 20% say yes. Do you feel like the presence of federal officers makes you feel safer, more safe, 18%, less safe, 61%.
Why would they say that? They're out arresting criminals. They're arresting illegal aliens. They're getting illegal guns off the streets. An MS-13 illegal alien was taken out off the streets the other night. They're obviously safer, but you know, there's another population that cares about public safety in D.C. It's all the people who visit there. We have people that go there, millions of people from all over the country. They deserve to go to a national capital that's not in disgrace and despair, and that's what they're doing in Washington. So I don't really care about what they think, truthfully.
That's some leadership, huh? In the end, it may make great television. But for Washington residents, it's a hollow show of force that erodes trust instead of building safety. And that's the cold truth on Code Blue in America. Only on OGM News.
All right, friends, here's the deal. We need your support to level up our game. How can you help? Simple. Like, share, and drop a comment. Shower us with your love, your applause, or even your brutally honest displeasure. We can take it, we promise. Your feedback fuels us, even if it stings a little. And before you dash off, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Heck, if you're feeling retro, send us a carrier pigeon or a smoke signal. Stay awesome, stay witty, and we'll see you next time.